this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, and it is time to continue with our playthrough of Lamplight City, as you hope you watched to the end. Now we are on the 5th case in the game, the final case in the game. Alright, now we just talked with Herman.
I thought about it.
Yeah, Bill, I know.
Remember, that's hardly...
You know, it's nice to have him, and we just got done talking with him. So that's Central Lamp, Houses of Parliament, Bridge construction site.
Safe for only 25 men at once. I used to draw the line at 2.
Yeah, they're sitting out there.
I wonder if it would be any fun to tie yourself to that thing and go for a few spins.
I can't say that hasn't been thought of at some point in our lives.
They seem to be making pretty decent progress.
Yeah.
They...
Alright, well, let's talk with the construction worker now.
Excuse me.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is a construction area.
I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. I'm looking into the murder of a man who used to work here.
Fordham? You the same man who got Laura Dupre arrested?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, good to meet you. I'm Gerard. My sister Amelie used to work as her cook. Would tell me stories about how horrible Dupre was. Good to see some justice done for a change.
Glad to be of service. And good to meet you as well, Gerard.
So you say you're looking into a murder? You talking about Bowditch?
Yes,
Yep.
That's right. I had a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Nah, should be okay to talk for a few minutes.
Yeah.
You worked with Ennis Bowditch, right? What can you tell me about him?
Ennis was fun to talk to, always telling stories. Pretty sure most of them were made up. But it made time go by faster while we worked, and he made me laugh. We weren't really friends, but it's duller without him around, you know?
You know what Bowditch did on his off time?
Not really. I only saw him on the job. But I know he was seeing a woman. I forget what he said her name was, though.
Did he mention anything else about her?
Oh, sure, but I don't think they are the type of thing that would help you, if you get my meaning.
Right. Anything of a non-personal nature that might help me find her?
Yes, he mentioned she worked as the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
I see. Thanks.
In the ruined coffee house. Okay.
Do you know any details concerning Bowditch's murder?
I only found out when the boss man told us.
Can you think of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Well, everyone here liked him. I don't think he owed no one money or nothing like that. But maybe someone at his other job wasn't so friendly with him. Who knows?
Other
Other
job?
job?
Ennis also worked at the docks as a longshoreman.
Well, that would have been handy to know sooner. Better late than never, I guess.
So he's a longshoreman.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
Justice killer? No, I don't know anything about that. Who is he?
A serial murderer. He's the one who killed Ennis Bowditch.
And you trying to find him?
Yep.
That's the plan.
Well then, I wish you luck. Ennis didn't deserve to die the way he did. I hope that murdering bastard gets what he deserves.
So, the Gascon-Chumley Bridge is finally being worked on.
That's right. The project started up again shortly after the election. That Leroy, he's not wasting any time. Maybe a good thing for this city and for the country.
We'll have to wait and see. How long before the bridge is complete, do you think?
They say it will take 5 years, but who knows? As long as the work is steady, you won't find me complaining.
Do you normally work in construction?
Mostly. Sometimes I be doing other jobs here and there. But I'm lucky to have gotten this job. I think it will keep me in work for a long time. Which is good, because I have 3 mouths to feed at home.
Be sure to watch yourself then. I hear these types of jobs can be dangerous.
Oh, believe me, I know. One slip up and bam! That's the end of you. But I always watch myself.
Yeah, good.
How's your sister doing?
Good. She still works for the Dupre family, but with that monster Laura gone, she's much happier. She tells me the family is acting like the madame never existed, and the husband raised Pablo's pay too.
That does sound like an improvement.
Yeah.
Just a shame 2 others had to die for it.
Would you happen to know anything about the Redites?
Yeah.
I heard some of the other men talking about them, but I don't ask too many questions. Seems to me they just a bunch of angry and confused people with no other way to express themselves and lash out. I feel sorry for them.
You're not worried about Steve's having you on your job?
And she can only do so much. You still need a man to make them work or to fix them when they're broke. I think them Redites just making a big fuss and nothing.
Thank you, Gerard. I appreciate the information.
Not
Yeah.
a problem, boss.
I like him. Alright, so now we have more information to work on. Glasgow Docks, we didn't know he was, and the Rowan Coffee House. So we'll have to check that out then too. Yeah, I did the iron, well, I have to go back to the ironworks. Let's go down here to the docks. Okay.
Blank surfaces don't stay there for long around here.
Yep. The door.
The sign can use some fresh paint.
What? Who is it?
Ah!
Hello, sir. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Go ahead, but make it quick. Time is money after all.
Oh my.
Did you employ a man named Ennis Bowditch?
Yeah.
I did, yes. He only worked for me occasionally, but he was always punctual and performed his job well.
Ah.
I learned recently that he had been killed. It was a tremendous shame. Workers of his caliber are so hard to come by.
Do you have any information relating to Mr. Bowditch's murder?
I'm afraid not. The truth is, I knew very little about him. It's the same with most of my men. I have a business to run, you see. It affords me very little time to socialize.
Well, it does help to get to know your people, though.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
I believe I saw a headline in the newspaper recently mentioning that name, but I dismissed it as fear-mongering nonsense. There are more important things I need to worry about.
But the Justice Killer is directly responsible for the death of one of your workers.
Oh? Is that right? Well, there's nothing I can do about it. What my men get up to in their off time is none of my business.
Wow, this guy is even worse than you, Miles.
Okay.
What does your work here involve?
I'm in charge of tracking and cataloging all the cargo that passes through here. I receive the shipping manifest and make sure that things get unloaded and sent to the right places.
Oh.
And you do all this by yourself?
Well, of course not. I'm in charge of administration. A team of workers does all the heavy lifting.
Thank you for your time. I'll let you return to work.
Right you are.
Well, he was a little bit nicer than I
Ah,
thought.
the chum. You can never truly get away from it as much as you may try.
Now all we have is this man here, Trevor Hastings.
Trevor Hastings, is that you?
Why, Detective Fordham. Fancy seeing you again. What brings you down to the docks?
I'm trying to track down a serial murderer, who I believe is the same man who was breaking into the flower shop.
You don't say. I wish I could help you, but the guy never came back after the night you and your partner came around. Where is your partner anyway?
Oh, he's around.
Well, give him my regards. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get this crate back, or Cecilia will have my head on a platter.
Of course. Good seeing you again.
He's around? That's probably the most clever thing you've said in months. Well done.
Great. So. Alright, anything else I can move?
What, you want me to howl at it or something?
The view. Okay, I think that's all we can do here. Huh. Interesting. Alright, let's go to Rowan Coffee House. Haven't been here for a while.
Asleep at a coffee house. One of life's little ironies.
Yeah, haven't been in here for a while.
Not in much of a hurry to clean up in here, are they? A young woman holding a guitar. A young woman holding a guitar. Completely the wrong way, I might add. Seems like they have a little something for everyone in here.
Oh,
All
wait.
that metal and tubing just
Yeah, just a servo.
Self-Portrait as a Desperate Man by B. Calvert. A bit like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Miles? What a cheery reminder of everyone.
Okay. Let's talk with her.
Begging your pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
I understand you were involved with Ennis Bowditch.
Was involved, yes. I haven't spoken to him in nearly 2 months.
Were you not aware of his death then?
What? Ennis is dead?
Well, this is awkward.
Indeed. I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news.
How did it happen?
I'm afraid he was murdered.
Murdered? By who? And why?
Those are exactly the questions I'm trying to answer myself.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Are you a detective?
A private investigator, yes.
Well, I'll answer what I can, if it helps any, that is.
I'm certain it will. What was your relationship with Mr. Bowditch like?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was nice at first. He was a proper gentleman-like.
Yeah.
But then something changed.
Oh?
It's like I told Ruby. I think he might
Ruby?
have got hit on the head at work, because he seemed to be a completely different person. He'd get angry for no reason. He even... Well, that bit's not important. At first, I thought he was just going through some rough times, but after a while I realized he'd changed for the worse. So, I broke things off. He wasn't too happy about it, but I wasn't going to stick with a man like that.
Ruby? But who's Ruby?
Could you tell me more about this Ruby you mentioned?
Yeah.
Ruby? Oh, I've known her since we were little. She's my dearest friend. There's not a secret between us. She was a great help when I kicked Dennis to the curb. I'm lucky to know her. Everyone should have someone like Ruby in their life.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
Justice Killer? Is that some kind of pesticide?
No, it isn't. Never mind.
Who's Ruby?
You've been working here for quite a while, haven't you?
I have, yes. Coming up on 3 years. Been a real pleasure getting to know all the regulars. They've come to be sort of like a second family. By the way, whatever happened with you and your lady friend?
I beg your pardon?
Well, that nice lady you met in here a couple of times. Did it work out between the two of you?
Oh, that? No, that was strictly business.
Right. Well, if you see her, tell her I said hello.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, sir.
If this is how they store their coffee beans, it's probably a better idea to ask for tea.
Yeah. Okay. So, who's Ruby? Let's see. Central Lamp Depot. Did I go here already? Ah, no, I haven't. Okay.
You there! What are you doing?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm trying to find out about...
No time for that now! Get in here and shield your eyes!
I beg your pardon?
Just do it!
What's going on exactly?
Everything ready, Alex? 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa!
Amazing! It works! It works!
What works?
Etheric lamps! Our experiment was a success!
What exactly have we wandered into here, Miles?
Good question.
May I ask you a few questions?
Of course! What would you like to know?
Well,
You worked with a man named Burley Cause, is that right?
Yes, I heard he was killed. Such a senseless tragedy. It's a shame he missed out on our demonstration. He was really interested in etheric technology.
Wasn't he concerned about losing his job to these technological advances?
He had no reason to. It's been made clear to all the workers that there will always be a place for us, even if our jobs are made obsolete. Unlike some other places, we take care of our own here at the Lamplight Depot.
How noble.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure he's full of more hot air than the HMS Lenore.
Is there anything you know about Mr. Cause's personal life that might be relevant?
I know he was married, but I don't believe he had any children. Oh, and he
Married?
used to talk about his love for fishing.
Well,
Could you give me his home address? Perhaps his wife will be willing to speak with me.
Yes, certainly. He lived at 820 Orchard Avenue, apartment 2A.
Thank you for the information.
nice. Well, that adds more info.
Do you know any details about Mr. Cause's murder?
Unfortunately, I don't. The police were here asking questions, but they didn't give me many details.
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Not at all. Burley was very friendly, always treated everyone around here with respect. You know, it's sad to think that for all our leaps forward, we're still really just a bunch of savages.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
I've read about it in the newspaper. A horrible business.
Yeah.
It makes me wish we could install more street lamps to keep this city safer at night. Someday, I hope to realize that dream. Then we'll really deserve to be called Lamplight City.
I think brighter streets will stop serial murderers.
It's well known that crime rates are lower in Lyon and Worcester, and they have many more street lamps per square mile.
I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of wealth in those areas. Has to be all about the lighting.
Well, it's a factor.
You mentioned something about etheric lamps?
Yes! Weren't you paying attention to our demonstration? You have just witnessed history!
What I witnessed was a blinding flash of light.
Yeah.
Exactly! That flash was the result of years of painstaking research and experimentation. It means that not only does ethericity exist, but it can be used as a source of illumination. If these experiments continue to be successful, as I suspect they will, we'll have etheric street lamps before the end of the decade. Imagine lamps that burn twice as bright, 4 times as long. Oh, this will change everything.
And if it's like anything else we've seen, it'll put a lot of people out of work, too.
With all these promises of technological advancement, have the Redites given you any trouble?
Oh, those tech-fearing dolts. Yes, I'm sorry to say that we've gotten threats from them. They have yet to carry any out, which is unsurprising.
How so?
Groups like that are all bluster and no backbone.
I've seen some evidence to the contrary.
Is that right? Well, we've seen little beyond threatening letters, and I intend to make sure it stays that way.
You have any of these letters I might have a look at?
Yes, I have one. I'll give it to you before you leave.
Nice.
What is it you do here exactly?
Oh, several things. This is the main hub of the city's Department of Illumination. It's really just a grandiose way of saying that this is where all affairs related to street lamps and public lighting are taken care of. But, in addition to sending out lamplighters or mechanics to repair damaged lamps, we also do research into new methods of illumination. That's what my personal specialization is. I help develop and test more efficient ways of lighting our streets. I guess you could consider me a modern-day Prometheus. Yes.
More like an everyday pretentious.
Thank you. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help.
Okay.
Here's that letter you were asking about.
Okay. To the engineers of chaos and destruction. You are working in direct opposition to the natural order of things. These so-called improvements will be the downfall of our society. If you do not cease your unholy experiments, the Redites will be forced to take action. You have been warned, PF.
Now that's interesting. Whoever wrote this letter signed it with initials. They can't have been so stupid as to make themselves so easily identifiable, can they?
Alright.
I wouldn't get too close to that thing. It might end up turning you inside out. So this is where all the lamps in the city come from. I can't believe I never bothered finding out before.
Okay, and where are
Too
your
bad
goggles?
you didn't get a chance to read that sign before their little experiment. There's the bunch of crap they used to build street lamps with.
Okay. That's been actually informative. Burley's apartment in the Chum. wonder. I just want to see where she's at.
Therein lies Upton.
Look at the sketches again.
Bloody right.
Let's see.
Way to ruin a perfect... Interesting place for a flower.
Yep.
Whew. Ooh, that's not...
The goggles.
Should have listened to your mother. At least this poor slob got to die in bed.
Yeah.
Pretty flower. The justice...
Okay.
Not a very pretty way to go out. The flower, sir? You have to wonder...
Yeah, there's a lot behind it. Alright. I was hoping to talk to Upton, but she's not here at the moment. I'm not gonna go to the police station yet. Let's see, gone there, gone there. Gone there. Central Lamp Depot. Let's see. I'm gonna go here, 2A. Interesting.
Apartment 2A. This is the place.
That's 2B.
The number's a bit faded. Is this 2B? Or is it not 2B? That's the question.
Yeah,
I thought the housekeeping in my apartment was bad.
No. I figured that we'd get a good laugh out of that one. Don't want to knock on that door.
Yeah? May I help you, young man?
Hello, madam. My name is Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator. I have some questions about your neighbor.
You mean my former neighbor?
Yes. In any case, I'd appreciate it if you could help me with some information.
Nah, I don't think so. The last person to ask me about him was that awful policeman. I don't want to have to go through that again.
I'm sorry you had a bad experience, but I can assure you I won't give you a hard time.
Well, that's easy for you to say, but actions speak louder than words.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going.
Is there anything I can do for you then?
Well, since you asked, my layabout husband is out wasting our retirement fund with his drinking. Go find him and bring him back here. Then maybe we can talk.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. Now we're playing babysitter.
You'll find him at the Silent Raven. It's not too far from here.
Yes, I know it.
Good. My husband's name is Kurt Williamson. You tell him his wife Ethel wants him home at once.
I'll do my best, Mrs. Williamson.
All right. We got a lot to do. All right, now, damn.
There doesn't seem to be anyone at home.
Yep. Okay. So nobody's home. Should have guessed that from the former neighbor. But let's get to the Silent Raven.
Looks like they haven't bothered cleaning this up yet.
Yeah.
What a... These It's an ad for whiskey. Or...
Paint there. Can't tell the difference yet. Okay, let's go in the Silent Raven. Get Kurt. Let's see, where's... Oh, there's the barmaid. They're talking. Wonder if she has anything I can find out here.
Excuse me, barmaid?
Hi, what do you need?
Do you know anything about the man sitting at that table over there?
Yeah.
Not really. He comes in here a few times a week, but he mostly keeps to himself.
Okay.
I see his type all the time, though. Older, probably retired and looking to escape his home life. I feel sorry for him, but that sort of customer is my bread and butter.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
What is that, some fancy drink concoction?
No.
No. It's the name that's been given to a serial murderer here in the Chum.
I see. Never heard of him. And if he's smart, he won't show his face round here.
You know, this place suddenly feels just a little bit safer.
How are things here now that the election hubbub has subsided?
Oh, right. I thought you looked familiar. You were the one in here asking about the fellow who was killed.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, there hasn't been too much excitement since then. I've hardly had to toss anyone out, which is a right shame.
Why's that?
Kicking out a rowdy customer shakes things up a bit on a quiet night like this. Gets the blood flowing, you know?
What would a customer have to do to warrant being thrown out?
My general rule is if they're being a nuisance, they're out. If they try to pick a fight, or are just being generally disrespectful, it's a one-way ticket to the pavement outside.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you said a person had to do to get thrown out?
Pick a fight, or just be bothersome enough that other customers complain about them.
Ah.
Right. Thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking the time to chat.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And, in a few
Been pretty quiet in the streets of late, hasn't it, Bertie?
Bert?
You noticed too? I thought it was just me.
I'm not complaining, mind you. It's nice to be able to go out and about without stepping over half the chum in the process.
Indeed. What do you reckon's the reason for it?
Not a clue. Can't be illness. We'd have heard something by now. Whatever it is, let's just hope it keeps up.
That was interesting. Alright. So, we'll call it an episode here. And next time around, we're going to talk with Kirk and get him out of here so we can advance our investigations. It's proving to be very interesting. We're trying to get figure out things related to who our Justice Killer is. We only know that we've, quote, seen him in shadow. And we're running into a lot of people we've already ran into before in this game. That's very interesting. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich and Excel. We're inviting you to subscribe to the channel and check out the other parts of the playthrough. I am currently working through other games. And if you've watched the end, thank you. Give the video a like, I appreciate that. I'm also working my way through other games. I'm working my way through the Tomb Raider franchise, the core design timeline only. And I'm currently working on Last Revelation, that'll be Chronicles, and yes, I'm going to subject myself to Angel Gardens. I'm working my way through the Sherlock Holmes series from Frogwares in a chronological order. At the time of this recording, I have started the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which is the 6th game release, as well as the current 6th in the timeline. Once Chapter 1 comes out, it'll become the 7th in the timeline, and I will take on Chapter 1 probably after I complete Testament. Hopefully I can pick it up by then. I'm also working my way through Aliens vs. Predator, the 2010 release. In fact, I have a feeling I'm going to be finishing that soon. I'm also working my way through Portal, and after I beat Portal, it'll be Portal 2. I'm working my way through the game The Witness, which is a fun, relaxing game after all the chaos, crazy edge-of-the-seat games I'm playing. I'm also working my way through the Zork franchise in the chronological order, currently working on Zork 1, which is the first game released. Who knows, I may even end that soon, because, the original Zorks were released on 5 and a quarter floppy disks. They didn't have much memory space. I'm also working my way through Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure, which is a fun game. Snarky cat. A lot of thinking. And I'm loving it. And there's some other things up on the channel to check out. I am reading through prose readings I've done. Those go up on a Tuesday morning. I have a gameplay through going up on a Wednesday morning. I'm also I'm doing some runs through Monstrum and Monstrum 2. Monstrum 2 runs go up every Thursday morning, and retrospectives go up every Saturday morning of games I've beaten. So until next time, again, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich and X elsewhere. Bye!